Hi, this is Randy Kirk, and I had a discovery this morning. Well, one of those things where your brain just, you just go, oh my gosh, why didn't I think of that earlier? So I'm going to share it with you. Again, we're going to be talking about marketing, which is a favorite subject of mine. That's what I've done my entire life, has really been a marketer, a salesman too. I know that sounds, some of you are going, oh my gosh, he's a salesman. Who could have ever known? All right. But we're going to be talking about the application of first principles to marketing. Never occurred to me until just now. If this is the kind of content you'd like to have more of, you know what to do. You know to like this so other people can see it. Subscribe if you'd like to get more like this. Jump on Patreon. That's a way that you can support the channel so that I can afford to continue to do this into the future. Anyway, let's get on to the subject. So, what would you do if you wanted to use first principles thinking with regard to marketing? Number one, you would make a compelling product at a compelling price. We went over that in my last video with regard to marketing. You can find that video, I think, from a couple of days ago. So a compelling product at a compelling price. This is Elon Musk, 1A. He's described this many, many times on many, many occasions where he's been interviewed. So we'll cut that out. So a compelling product at a compelling price, that's number one. Where do you go from there? Number two would be word of mouth. Everybody, every marketer knows that the best possible marketing that you can do is word of mouth. So if you want to encourage people to do word of mouth marketing, what would you do? Oh, you might give them an incentive to talk to their neighbor, like giving them free miles. So they're already enthusiastic about their brand new product. They're excited. They already are probably telling their neighbor about it. But then you say, hey, we'll give you 10,000 or 1,000 or however many free miles every time that one of your neighbors or one of your friends decides to buy a Tesla. So in the early days, that's what he did. He had used exactly the same technique at PayPal, where he gave incentives to people to tell their neighbor. So that would be still, we're 100% on first principles thinking. No moving parts, no difficulty in setting it up, no complications. It can all be done in terms of knowing the person's email, or they're part of the Twitter sphere, or when they buy the car, the salespeople tell them over the phone or in person. So there's plenty of ways to get the message out with regard to this mileage opportunity. And it worked. People, I did it. Many of my friends did it. One of my friends got his mileage when he took me on a ride in his Tesla. So this is a first principles, no money, giving away miles that cost you almost nothing, and getting people encouraged to go out and try to use the machine, to use the chargers, superchargers, and see how easy it is, and see that they can tell their friends, yeah, look, I can use a supercharger. So many benefits to that approach. So now, fast forward a couple of years, word of mouth, incentives like that, making a compelling product at a compelling price have all worked to ramp up sales, ramp up sales, ramp up sales. Everything's going great. You're now got the Twitter thing going, which is taking Elon I'm thinking maybe it was taking him 30 minutes a day, tops, probably more like 15 minutes a day. And his tweets are so short, maybe it only took him a minute a day. Anyway, so he's active on Twitter. He's looking at Twitter and he's getting feedback from Twitter. Again, no expense except time. No moving parts, no procedures, just interacting with the client at the consumer level. Boy, I can't tell you, as a manufacturer, as a distributor, as someone who's sold products my entire life, how great it would have been to have that consumer relationship going, where I know exactly what the consumer's negatives are, what they're complaining about, how I can possibly respond to it. Okay, so now move forward a few more years. Now, for the first time ever, because of a number of circumstances that are going on, maybe they can't get 50% increases in 2023. And they're thinking, okay, what do we do next? Randy and others are shouting, advertise, put an ad on the Super Bowl, go out and hire a bunch of salesmen to go out and start pushing the lease programs. I mean, I'm sorry, not lease, talk to the individuals who have the fleets and start a sales effort to go out to the fleet salespeople. I mean, fleet salespeople go out and talk to fleet owners to convince them to buy Teslas. Now, those have moving parts. Those are complex. Those have processes. Those have procedures. You have to hire. You have to fire. You have to manage. They're complex. They're not first principles. Setting up an advertising campaign. You don't know what's going to work. You don't know how it's going to work. Yeah, you can hire the best in the world. They can afford to hire the best. You can put it in the best possible situation on Super Bowl Sunday. And you can be like General Motors and Ford and others last year who put those Super Bowl ads up last year for electric cars, and you helped Tesla. So moving parts, complexity, processes, procedures, methods, hiring, so many things going on with that approach. Now you can go right down the line with all the marketing approaches I recommended. They're all in the book, The Elon Musk Mission. If you'd like to see what I recommended in terms of levers, marketing levers that could be pulled, there were 12 of them, and I still think that they're wise, and I still think that they might be able to be done, and a couple of them might actually fall under first principles, but we'll get to that in a second. So what does Elon do? First principles. No moving parts, no processes, no procedures. You just lower the price. I don't know how it could be any better in terms of first principles than that. You don't have to, all you do is change the website. And guess what? You get an immediate response. Overnight, you have a response. Overnight, you have free promotion, free publicity all over the world. Overnight, you have all kinds of people talking about it. Overnight, you have people going on and making decisions online to buy, or walking into showrooms and making decisions to buy. And you can tell what the response is. You can tell how effective the response is immediately. No waiting. You have to wait until days after the Super Bowl to see the response. No, this is an immediate response. It's so easy. It lacks complexity. It is first principles all the way. Then once you've made these changes, they're not stuck. You're not stuck with them. A month from now, readjust again. Another month after that, readjust again. Readjust by market, readjust by product, readjust by model, the variations in the models, readjust by paint. All of these things are first principles. There's no process, there's no procedures, there's no complexity. Okay, so I'm going to still end here today with two of the approaches that I suggested that I think also have no processes, no procedures, and no complexity. Offer special deals on loans and leases. In particular, on leases, it really, really works. You could probably offer a $299 a month for a Model 3, a $399 or a $499 for a Model 4, Model Y. And I think that those would be very, very effective. And if Tesla holds the paper, that's a small amount of complexity, but they already are doing that. So that's already built in. They've already got the processes and the procedures for hanging on to the lease papers. But you can go out there with extremely low leases. You don't, in those particular cases, you didn't need to lower the price. That would be an alternative. And as prices go up, if there's any kind of resistance to higher prices, offering the lower price leases might work. Same thing with loans. You can pay down the loans or hold the loan paper yourself and get it back to 1 or 2%. And people are just like, oh man, I can get a loan for 1 or 2%, and they're going to jump at that. Anyway, had to share this with you. It's kind of mind-blowing. It's kind of one more MBA future class that should be taught. First principles marketing. Elon, you've done it again. So like this if you liked it, subscribe if you'd like to see more, get into the Patreon program. People join almost every single day. Love to have more so that we can really get the conversation going, and it helps to support the channel. So this is Randy Kirk. It's been great talking to you.